And we're live. Hi, this is Jim Miller, and we're broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube Live. The show tonight is Unlocking Personal Leadership Live. And tonight, I want to share a story with you about what I call my Apple story. And I'll keep it short tonight because it's Sunday, and the 49ers just won. So it's some people I know are celebrating and some people are not. But I have some really good family and friends that are devout 49er fans. I was a Raider fan. I grew up across the other side of the bay on the Oakland side. And my dad and I used to go to games. We had season tickets to the Raiders. And so I'm a Raider fan. Even though they're in Las Vegas now, I'm still a Raider fan because I grew up with them, and lots and lots of great memories with me and my dad going to those games. So happy for the 49ers tonight. Lions almost pulled it through. That was pretty incredible. Halftime, I thought they had a lock on it, and somehow they lost their grip. And but they came back at the end and made it a close game. Very exciting. So happy for the 49ers and looking forward to the Super Bowl. I'm not sure who won the other game yesterday. Didn't look at it, but it'll be exciting for the Super Bowl. I think that's on the 13th, so in a couple of weeks. So tonight I want to talk about my Apple story, but before we do that, I want to just kind of set the tone here for this call. I'm doing this call as a live. I'm doing them very frequently. And my goal is to talk about uncovering personal leadership and I have all the facets of that, and using my background and what I've learned, especially over the last 4 years, to put together a way to kind of redesign my personal life, my leadership, and become better. And I've got 5 things that I've discovered that I do. And first one is becoming, and there's shifts. Actually, I call these my shifts, and basically going from a very low energy position, stressed out, very poor health, and not thriving at all, to blossoming and loving life. That's my metamorphosis, my shift. And I want to talk about things that I'm doing to make that happen. The second thing is doing the audience, creating an audience of people that, so you build yourself to a point where you can actually be confident enough to talk about your story. And there's tons of people out there, and these social platforms that we're on right now, they have literally billions of people on them. And I'm sure that all of us, every single one of us, can find 10, 20, 100, maybe even 1,000 people that will resonate with out there that we could help. So tell your story, find something you're passionate about, and tell your story, build an audience. The other thing is being, it was community service. So you want to be in community service, doing that every week, doing something every week in community service, keeping everything home in your neighborhood. Become part of your neighborhood, become part of the life here where you live. And there's so many rewards to being that, even if it's an hour to 2 hours a week. Take that time, invest it in doing something. There's probably 100 or more non-for-profit businesses that are in your neighborhood that could benefit from an hour or 2 of your voluntary work every week. So call them up, ask them, find something that you would enjoy doing, and go do it and give of your time. It'll come back 1,000-fold to you. And then you want to also build your longevity. I was basically killing myself. I think my body was dying, and I needed to make some changes. And so what I did was a lot of things. I had to do a lot of things to make this happen, but boy, has it been worth it. And I want to share that. That's what these calls are going to be about, is sharing these stories. And then let's see, the fifth one was, can't remember right now. I'll have to look it up, but we'll get it. And let's see, today's story that I wanted to talk about was my Apple story, and it was back before the first iPod. Some of you might remember the first iPod. That came out in 2001, and I'm going to show a picture of it here. So this was the very first classic first generation iPod, and that had a hard drive in it. It had a spinning hard drive in it. So it was fragile. It was susceptible to vibration and drop shock and damage. So Apple needed a solution for shock and vibration that they couldn't find anywhere in the world. And I was able to, through another contact, get them access to material that we manufactured, and we created a solution for that very first iPod. That it was 2 weeks before Steve Jobs was supposed to get up on stage and talk about this wonderful new product, the iPod, but they hadn't solved this problem yet, so they couldn't ship it. And it was a problem. So we were able to help them to do that, and subsequently were able to build a relationship with Apple and integrate our solutions. And eventually we became, within about 3 years, we were in every single one of their products in some way. And so they just put us into everything that they did. And we grew that business from zero. It went up to over $12 million. And our margins went from average about 10% up to about 55% average gross margin. And the profitability increased significantly. And mind you, the company I was working for was about a $10 million company. So we about doubled our business with total business, and increased our margins significantly. And then I parlayed that. We got into Hewlett Packard and Microsoft and Motorola and Intel and Nokia and a bunch of other technology companies with our products. And so we grew the business. My business grew to about almost $19 million within about 6 years. And so that was a fun ride. I was traveling a lot, got to go to China and had a ton of fun. It was very busy. I was home very little, traveling. I knew San Jose and I knew Texas. I knew San Jose. I knew Portland. I knew Seattle better than I knew Temecula, where I live. And so it was a crazy time, but very lucrative for everybody, and very fun. So that's kind of my Apple story. It's really quick. We ended up selling the company after several years to a bigger company through our parent for $1.2 billion. Our business was valued at about $123 million. So we went from 10 million to 123 million, and it started with me landing Apple. And the story of me landing Apple took me about 2.5 years to get that account. And that's a whole long story in itself. But persistence, drive, vision, sacrifice, all those things were at play. And it was, some would say, is it worth it? And I said, heck yeah. Heck yeah, it was worth it. But not all monetary. not all monetarily, but experientially and relationships with people and just confidence, stories to tell. Very good stuff. So we'll tell that again another time. But since it's Sunday night and we're about 10 minutes into this call, I think I'm going to call it a day. So hope you're having an awesome evening. Hope you enjoyed the football. And if you didn't, that you took some time to relax and spend some time with your family. So I'll see you next time. And until then, bye.